Hello there, welcome back to the channel here. I have a 4 versus 4 game here on Kordoku, I think. It's got a lot of holocrons on this one and these like capturable Jedi temples in the centre. So it's one of these big, heavy Nova maps, and even if you don't get the holocrons in the centre, there's still Nova in the corners to get. So you can sort of keep up in that regard. And there's Nova in the centre as well. And this one doesn't quite start from the beginning because they must have done a restore, so what I've got starts from about 10 minutes in or so. As we can see, we'll be kicking things off here with getting mounted here. You see that Arnie, who is the wing over here, has gone straight for Raphael. I'll get into the players' positions in a moment once this is sort of out of the way. But this should be the wing hitting the pocket here, I believe. Which is kind of become the meta, just with everything being very mounty focused. All the maps are just great for mounties and everyone feels compelled to do it. And you can kind of influence the game more just by going to the pocket and sort of playing defensive against your enemy wing. But I think in this instance here, RV has actually just walled his wing out, which is not the best thing to really do in this climate in a team game, because yeah, your pocket just sort of suffers. So he'll have to like T3 and maybe try to help out here in some way. You can see that Raphael even feels compelled to put down 2 turrets to sort of get his Nova back here. But getting into the teams and the players' positions and blah blah blah, we've got Raphael here in the Republic. Skip Shoget there in the grey. His wing, as you said, is RVA here, who's walled himself in the orange, playing the Black Sun. And on the rest on their team, the other side, we've got Il Snake here. Hunter in the purple playing the Wookiees, and then his wing's going to be Kick here in the teal playing the Imperial Remnant. And then on the other side of things, what we've seen Arnie doing the Mountie Rush here in the blue with the Zan Consortium, his Pocket SY here, still luring the Jew back right now, in the red playing the Geonosians, other Pocket Granuli in the green with the Confederacy, and then lastly we've got Jort here in the yellow, and it looks like there's some sort of Mountie antics going on the other side here. Jort and Kick. Cheeky medic involved, but you can see everyone just feels compelled to go Mounties now, and it's, I don't know, it's a little bit boring. I don't think it's very fun for most players, particularly the pockets. It's kind of like tyranny of the wings right now with all these Mounties. Let's create these little weird scenarios here where they've just got lots of Mounties and they're trying to take a good trade. And you see the Kick's approaching with his troopers here, and George's going to have to go right back. I don't know if he can get that turret up, to be honest. You see he's going to try and stall with his units a little bit more. He's got it to halfway, but he's going to get right onto this position and he might snipe 1 or 2 workers here. Even overwalked a little bit. I think he could have gotten like an extra worker here. And he can still technically just, if he put his troops on stand ground, he could kill the turret. So that's not great. You can see that these Mounties still got in here from Arnie. I believe just to sort of restarted this game, he couldn't quite get his last prefab down, so he lost access to his carbon, because ideally you would want to wall this area out so that you can keep mining the carbon, so that when he gets to T3 you can get both his air bases. At the moment, having to build all the turrets, all the idols and everything, you can only really get the 1 air base up just now. That's maybe even with abusing the spaceport. You can see that that turret does go down here on the other side of things. Not really much for on RVA's part right now because he just sort of walled it out, so all that pressure from Arnie into his pocket. You should see SY rallying units across now to try and take advantage of that chaos. And it is about the time that all the pockets have got their air units out on the other side. So you can see Granuli and Hunter trying to influence events here, but Defender's advantage on Jort and Granuli's side here, where the fighters are going to get there just a little bit quicker. That's lucky. Oh, is he going to get 2? Oh, if he was a little bit quicker on microing that, I think he might have gotten that one as well. Would have been a real lucky break. As I said, those strike mechs coming over now to Raphael. He's just going to have a horrible time dealing with this. If he needs to make a bomber or a mech destroyer, he's going to need something to push these away, because he can just sit there and shoot his workers all day. The fighters do not have the DPS to deal with them. Probably needs to get this carbon back. He should be strapped for carbon at the moment, because normally you'd want to have your command center down right now, and you can't really afford that. L Snake with a strike mech over here. Maybe finding it a little bit harder for him to... Normally you'd want to send that to the airing pockets Nova, just to cause some disruption there, maybe help you get ahead in terms of your fighter count. But this map seems very kind of closed off on the sides a bit. It's very wally, I think. Maybe it's trying to push you towards that sort of centre area. And we haven't seen anyone yet go for the Holocrons. And the bomber coming out here. Just having to dodge back and forth the strike mech. Can repair as well. But it's just super annoying, right? He can't do anything. He can't be aggressive right now. He doesn't have any control over things. This worker from Arnie is very lost into Wampa territory right now. Being chased out. The SY's strike mechs are getting very low. But it's a lot of pressure and he's just pumping them out. He seems to be pumping them out 2 at a time. He's kind of all in on that in that regard, so... I feel definitely behind, but I feel like more of the damage that he's actually taking is just because of all the mounty stuff. As you can see, SY is not that quick to get into his second command center here. It's kind of a lot to be pumping out like the double strike mechs with the upgrades, and you know, build your eco up at the same time. You see RVA going for the Holocrons here in the center, but he's kind of absent from the gameplay here from you know, Arnie and SY. He's still got 2 mounties in here. He's killed this carbon processor and I assume a prefab shelter there. Really annoying. I'm surprised that he's not just used his fighters. It's like he's almost forgotten about it. He's gotten too used to them burning down his houses. The alert that goes off, he's just ignoring it subconsciously. The other side, a lot of hovering here from Hunter and Granuli. They're kind of just probably building up their economies so that we get in their eco upgrades for their farms, for their carbon, maybe their second command centers. Granuli a little bit slacking on that part, it seems. Maybe he needs to be building his eco up a bit quicker, because you can see Hunter's already got his up now and going for his 3rd command center already. But fortunately for him, SY has a lot of strikes out and he's moved away from Raphael here, probably because of the bomber and stuff. It's really annoying. You have to keep microing your units like that when you'd rather just leave them. Just move them around now and again to a different position. Arnie finally getting rid of this Wampa that's been chasing him all day long. Down it goes. Strikes from Jort here. Just posturing since he's gone into tech level 3. Kick still in T2 at the moment. Pretty safe base though. This is a nice little wall in this area right up against the edge. Quite neat little pocket here for the workers to sit in. And the strikes can't really get in there without getting like 2-tapped by these troopers. There's a little bit of an angle here in the farms and on the right hand side though. Being annoyed with these sentry posts. RVA's got a lot of fighters out now and playing for the centre with these Holocrons. As I said, there's tons on this map and there's a few civs, I think. They could make benefit of it. Is there a Naboo as well? Just the Republic, so the Republic will get the extra Nova out of that. By quite some margin, like what, 33% more effective, the Holocron Nova generation. Granuli going for a bit of a prod here with his fighters. This is maybe Granuli's problem, I think, because he's getting the units out. He's going to be aggressive, but I think because he's not expanding quick enough. And then if he goes and loses his fighters here, he's going to feel a little bit worse than someone that's gotten that command center down. So his early T3 is pretty strong, and then see now he's getting everything down, but he's so much later to do that. And you got to rebuild the fighters and that. He's just going to sort of fall behind in that sort of late T3. And these strike mechs now got quite a lot of upgrades, reasonable amount of them, and they can go around. And again, this just wouldn't be so bad for Raphael if he's not had to deal with the Mounties, because like that's the 200 ore that he's spent on these turrets. He's should probably be up to like 3 command centers right now. If those strikes are going around and killing, you know, like 1 or 2 workers here and there, it's not too bad when you've got like all the command centers to just pump out the the workers that quickly to replace them, because everything's scaled down now. Every time he loses a worker, it feels so much worse. And then we've got these sort of two-pronged attacks now. We've got Arnie coming with the air as well, looking for angles here. And he's still on one airbase here at the moment. So RV really needs to, because RV is just properly just playing for the center here. And you can see that Raphael did sneak over here and get a temple as well. This is what I prefer, is building the temples here and just grabbing the holocrons, rather than having to micro your transport back and forth, because every time you do that you run the risk of fighters absolutely just killing it. It would take fighters ages to kill like a Padawan in the center. It's like a cat and mouse game. You're rolling the dice every time you go back and forth with your transport. And by the time someone can like get something committed down here to go and like kill your temple, you should have gotten like so much Nova out of it anyway, because there's so many to pick up. It's just a gold rush in the center who can grab the hollows the quickest and get the most out of them the fastest. More Wampas laying down the smackdown here. Who wins? I think the worker's gonna win. Just barely. He did it. And so many strikes from SY. It's time to get the CCs down and get his eco going a little bit. Kick space is super defensive right now. Surely T3, yeah. Yeah, the CC started. Got the Mech Destroyer out now. Feeling a bit better. Right, going to drop SY strike mechs into RV's base here. RV not quite catching that in time. Looks like Arnie pinging that for SY and micro them. And it's going to feel pretty bad for him. He does actually has 2 MDs already. Surprising, considering he's walled. He's got 3 MDs actually. Kind of a lot for being a walled player. Guess maybe he's moved out the top a bit. Maybe worried about that. That's hit his Nova a little bit, but I don't know if Nova's really going to matter for him anymore. All these hollows. And the other side kick getting prevented from getting this command center up. It's MD stuck at the gate here with these troopers. 2 of them stuck there, walled out a bit. I think really not really wanting to build that much air. You can see the hunters, the Wookiees, air civ. SY's actually doing a good job with these crossmats to technically keep him down here, taking advantage of how messed up things are for Raphael at the moment, because he doesn't really have any way to stop or follow this or put any sort of counter pressure on. He's just trying to catch back up into the game, but they do have that great catch-up mechanic that's going to start ticking away, which is all the holocrons. So maybe give a look and see where we're at with that. So it doesn't have much going for him, but he does have 8 holocrons as Republic in a temple, and that is going to be a lot of Nova. He's already up to 1,000 Nova. I think at this point you could just start buying all the resources you need to get all your economic upgrades, buy your command centers, go up to T4, and then, get something beneficial out, like some masters, or go for some air, some interceptors, whatever. The more that they can stall out the game here, like we've got tons as well for RV, so that's what, another 8 holocrons. And the fact of the matter is there's still so many more in the center to be grabbed up, but they seem to kind of be the only ones really playing for it, I'd say. If I go around here, nobody else has got temples. Yeah, it's like they didn't get the memo about what this map's all about. They barely actually scouted the center of the map. It's crazy to think, so that the opportunities are definitely there for that team if they wanted to get the holocrons or go and stop this in the first place. Starting to look a little bit like Black Forest in Age of Empires here with these stalemate units sitting on the borders. Seem a little bit more open on the other side here, on RVA's side. He has hit T4 though with all that Nova that he's got. Arnie T4 as well, but a lot of masters, these Night Mothers. They are scurrying their way into his base here. Cause disruption, just converting things. see Arnie being annoying here. Just got a cannon just hitting the temple. It's going to kill that pretty soon. Here come the conversions. He's got it walled in, it would seem, but he can just convert the wall and then delete the buildings and then walk his units in. Should give him a bit of time though. We do know he has a fortress if he's got the cannon out, so he can get some bounty hunters. And they're actually sort of partitioned in a way here that's safe. Oh. Yeah, he is. So they couldn't get over here on top of the bounties if they were hanging out here and waiting to build up. You can see the fighters coming in at the same time, advanced fighters here. Doesn't get the shields, but they should trade better if he is in position to micro. But eating a lot of fire there. It's going to feel annoying for Arnie with his fighters though and losing the turret. And a lot of pressure. Second fortress here, so that double bounty hunter production. And the temple did go down, so those hollows are no longer going to be giving him any Nova at the moment. Jort prodding here with a Fanba. Fanba always great in T3, so much armor. Some Grenadiers here. Not quite as strong an army though as all these MDs. Could maybe use a couple more Grenadiers or something here. So the kick doing the right thing, just getting his own shield generator. He's playing defensive here. No reason to fight that army without a shield. And I'm trying to just shoot down these units. They do have double HP. And they're attacking a few Gren shots here. They're only fresh at getting their shields. You can see that RV is still trying to convert everything. Be as annoying as possible. And Jort maybe going to be pulling out here. He's lost quite a few of his Might Destroyers. And this is a really strong position here for our kick. Have we still not replaced his temple? For his Holocrons? Too busy angrily converting everything. Bounty hunters are out though. He's got them garrisoned to maybe heal. One of these fighters trying to kill off the bounties. He's given his teammates time to get their own fortresses down and stuff. Not good walling. So even if they did come, they might not be able to actually get into where they would want. Like into the economies to be disruptive. And Raphael here coming in with some fast fighters to do some damage on the other side of things. Causing Jort to do a bit of garrison. You can only Confederacy. I don't know why he's got all these strike backs though. Just get stuck into those Magna Guards and get your trooper techs. Your MDs, your Magnas, your Grenadiers, your repeater troopers. Where's the temple? This has been pinged like 4 times or something. Actually surprised that Raphael's not just slowly stealing the holocrons from there. He's got a lot, eh? We're 10, we've got 14. That's 840 Nova per in-game minute. That's crazy, right? Think about how population efficient that is as well, in the Republic. And it takes no pop when a Civ that could pump out so many troopers. In this new climate as well, where they got stim packs. That'd be pretty comfy. But let's face it, with that much Nova, maybe you don't even want to make troopers. Maybe you could just use all 250 pop and just masters. Be the only player in the game playing Jedi fast. The bounties, alright. So these shenanigans are going to have to kind of stop here. RB does have a follow-up, he's got for cannons, it's just like all the support units here. He's got no... This is his one sort of core unit, this Mech Destroyer with no upgrades. It's about to die at this command center. That was a race with all the cannons, call it, will they? Just in time. Couldn't have it garrisoned anymore, had no more damage. Waiting for Granuli to get going here. He seems like he's really done well with his booming. Like his score is really up there. Like he's feeling economically strong. He's just pumping out all these strike mechs, and strike mechs are just not the go-to here. I think he just needs a strong push, which would be the Magna Guards, and you know, like some cannons, some mech destroyers get set up, and some shields, and put the pressure on. Because they need like a win condition on this team. Because right now, you know, Arnie's base has been turned into a war zone. And he's probably going to have to move his workers somewhere else and sort of boom back a little bit. Really running into the eco with the strike mechs. I think there's just been so much. You ain't going to feel this, you know, when you got 14 holocrons. He's still making more. This is, you don't get heavy strike mech, so it kind of sucks to do this. Prefer just the push pressure. I think he's just so much further ahead of these two. I think the push pressure would be up. It's getting a bit of damage though. Again, 14 holocrons. And these cannons are sieging everything away. There's not really a response for them. Any MDs that come and try to clip them, they're just going to get converted by the Night Mothers. So we're trying to get through here. Could just attack around the trees. That's what I would probably do. I just carve a path through this way, and then I would try and like make this an area. You get much better arc fighting into here rather than coming through here. Kinda sucks. This leaves you open as well, whereas this is harder for him to then push from. A lot going on. Fighters raiding. Buildings being destroyed. Don't know if Arnie's actually is semi-given up here. Don't really have much workers at all. Building like CC quite close to the fighting, like I don't think it would be long before they're encroaching unless SY's got like a huge army to push this way back. I'm trying to do the thing, like this would be dead days ago if these were heavy strike mechs. See, George just kind of struggling to get out of here, get the pressure on. I think if Granuli did like a push, he could just sort of be sitting here and, you know, cut L Snake off from kick here and trying to just completely obliterate kick. Then SY could just work on holding the other side. Alternatively, Granuli could have maybe went through the centre in some way. Like cut through an AC or something and maybe like get this position knocked down. Like this 14 holocrons is a huge problem. The longer the game goes on, the more they're going to get in terms of like resources. Like look how much it's already generated. Republic is just ridiculous with this. It's 15,000 Nova. The march of the support unit's still going on. Not sure what RB is going to do after that. Saying you need some ground units, certainly do. Jog of the AC, maybe he's going to start cutting through here. Got a nice Nova here in the corner, he can just sit and mine all day though. It's all a little bit quiet at the moment. There we go, the Magnas are out. Took a while. I think Cornelius been in such a good economic spot for so long that those strikes have kind of winded him a bit. But the Magnas are finally marching. They're such a strong unit, and this composition is going to really struggle with them. I need Jort to maybe push up a little bit more. Probably mix in Mounties with these as well, which would be kind of a cool idea. The Magnus will tank a lot of the shots, and then you've got the extra DPS and bonus damage of the Mounties. So these Magnus don't really kill these off that quickly. There's quite a lot hitting that one, isn't there? Whereas Mounties, it's like a few in-game ticks and the things die. Jort needs to really push up a bit. It's T4 now, needs that heavy artillery. Got these big range grenadiers out. A lot better in the current patch now, getting a lot of the upgrades that they've been missing for the trooper upgrades for grenadiers. More Wampa action seems to be the theme here. Place your bets. Probably going to bet on the worker again. Never in doubt. What is this AC up to? Oh my god, Jort, that's your own units, man! Is he mind controlled? This is a bad time. I don't think I've ever watched attackers kill an aircruiser. There we go. Chalk that one off the list. And a lot of units now from the Geos. Oh, the big bug assault mech coming out here. Maybe a dangerous one to go for with all those Night Mothers, but hey, some nice DPS nonetheless. He's got plenty of MDs though. I feel like he's only really a big threat to your own army if it gets converted, if you don't have like the MDs to just one tap it when it gets converted. Or you don't have the purge or anything like that. The Magnas, they're kind of overextending a little bit. They've got some of the Republic with the bonus damage on the Starfighters helping out here against unique units. What I'd like to kind of see the Magnas do at this point though is just maybe run through this path, you know, on the right hand side here. And just go into the eco. Got some walls to try and prevent it a little bit. Snake's sort of walled himself out from his teammates. Smart. But I think Granuli needs to just like create another front, right? Because Jort right now is infinitely stronger than Kick at the moment. I mean, Kick's migrating. Kick's, you know, he's out of there. The ones that have stayed have stayed to get like a little bit more resources before they're eventually just killed. And all this ore's not even been mined. RB will be absolutely raging every time he looks over there and sees that they've abandoned the ore. Ore that could have been a few more shield generators for him. I wonder where things are with the spaceport. I can't see it anymore. Fix that bug where you can see the res. I bet the ore price is going to start to skyrocket. You see, it's a good way for air to actually kill them off. Decent damage. One of the few times the Starfighter can feel not like a troll unit. But again, not kind of, because this is like, you know, 3 of them over here fighting the 2 of them over here. And then we've got RVA versus SY, and he says built up some artillery here. Don't know why he doesn't just cut through the trees instead of walking round. Could just make a nice wide arc for himself, just spam T and click. Click on every tree. But at the moment, there's no win condition for RV and RAF's team, other than, you know, like having a million Nova. That is certainly something to bear in mind, but, you know, they're all over on this side at the moment. They're worried about this push. It's kind of on RVA to win this 1v1 over here, because Arnie is, you know, Arnie's got that, like, just hit T3 economy at the moment. It's going to be a while before they get going again. Magnus. It's hard to see the Magnus just sitting hitting buildings and then getting killed off by air at the moment. They need to be in some value. Some like A-mobiles with them. Get into these spaces and put the pressure on, because there's a lot of time here for them to stall behind these walls here. Get the shield wall upgrade from L Snake. Keep trying to get his military infrastructure back up while he's moved into these tree lines and started munching them. And the artillery's found its arc. Not the best one though, still sitting between 2 clumps of trees. Don't know where the Night Mothers are at the moment. Maybe got cloaked. Must have something somewhere. If not, then a few more assault mechs would be on the cards here, because these guys are not in shields. They're kind of unlike RVA, don't even see his workers ready to build any shields. Just in here fighting. Certainly got a lot of artillery though. There's a lot of MDs too. There's a Night Mother. Yeah, I think he could have killed that if he just shot it. These guys get so much damage. Hold on. Here's the +7. Am I cooked? Maybe it's when they're heavy. Must need his heavy mech destroyer, I suppose, for 7, +7. Confused. It's kind of slow kill all this. They abandoned this a while ago. They just need to have a bunch of cannons, you know? Just chipping away. Turrets as we go, that's good. Maybe people just don't make enough cannons these days. Yeah, a lot of Night Mothers coming in here. Yes, well, I still got a lot though. Shield generator's beginning. And Raphael's going to switch his focus back to helping on this side. Since the other side's set up quite well to stall things out now, right? They abandon this area, they set somewhere else up, they've got some walls to stall for a little bit longer to get everything set up, and then they can get some shields down and sit with some good area of effect units. Then maybe they can try and win on this side, because it's just SY at the moment. Arnie's still trying to get that eco going. And yeah, Granelli still top of the pops there with the score, but I just don't feel like he's got a great army. Magnas are strong, but not in this scenario. Are they going to struggle with assault mechs and the starfighters and the walls? It's like, unless they're just running into the ecos, which would be a good use of PC, they've done a lot of walling and stuff. Need to have something more substantial on the ground. I think everyone's just ignoring the Nova. Are they not able to place the Nova processors or something? I do remember that maybe being a thing. I don't know if it's been fixed. Actually just setting up trade. Maybe they don't even notice it. It's still worth, even if you can get like one in the centre to go and just mine all the Nova. This Republic Assault Mech's going to do well against these artillery. It's not great from Jort here, he's just taking shots for free. It takes forever to kill shield walls with these. You need cannons. Cannons are the answer. 5 or 6 cannons, making short work of these. And RB trying to convert as much as possible. Should we do a quick check? Where are we at with the holos? 32k. 13k. So the last time we checked, we had 15k. That's RB just caught up to that point. 32k. That's so much Nova. I've not really done anything about it, other than like Arnie hitting that temple earlier with a cannon. I mean, this isn't that strong. Didn't really have any way to defend this point, to be honest, if Granuli chose to go for it. Just relying on their ignorance about what's afoot here. See, Raf's got so much res. He's still got 50 population to play with. Having fun just making pure assault mice here, and these are discounted now in the new patch, which I kind of think is a little bit too strong. I'm really convinced they needed this. Not with the stim packs change. I think this kind of is a bit overbearing. Like, this kind of feels bad to see, you know, on a Civ that can just convert yours, which makes it die. And then they're sitting hitting you for, you know, tons and tons of bonus damage at a 30% discount. See, there's no way to just run in with these. It really just needs to adapt. He needs to go into Grenadiers and get his own assault mechs and maybe some ACs or something like that. See, they've got so much AA set up here, they could set up some really strong AC positions where you just can't really trade into it. And you got that posturing. This might probably should have done the same thing with a few ACs himself. Some anti-air. Set up a strong position because he wants to stall. See, Arnie's finally back though. Got the mechs pumping out the Zan. Hasn't quite got that last damage upgrade, but we're in here doing some good damage against these assault mechs. At least not heavy assault mechs. These MDs should probably be participating. This is not great. I don't know how the hell Kick ended up over here with some strike mechs, but he did, and he's going to kill all these bounty hunters, which is going to make these Night Mothers even more effective. It's really going to suck here. And Granuli and Jort are kind of just crashing against this wall like waves on a rock. And Jort could probably just sit here and limit test them, and Granuli just needs to go round somewhere, right? Just open up another front. It's not like the most well put together army, it's a mismatch of like 3 players. Better to go and create 2 fronts and then they can't really like divert themselves as effectively across the 2 fronts. Hunter just getting it back into the game here, really. Same with Kick. Not quite got that last Dooku range upgrade. 10+1. That does not equal 12. Some interceptors here. And they're going right back with the turrets here. And Granuli, so they got the population going, he's got trade and stuff going. He'd be pretty good on this side, to be honest, as well. Like with the Magnas would find some good opportunities here, I feel. Like, I think the Confederacy, what you want to be doing is like Magnas and Grenadiers, man. Just put the Grenadiers behind the Magnas. The Magnas are like the best tank unit in the game. The Grenadiers are going to have such great damage against a lot of these compositions. And if you want to flesh your army out a little bit more, you can put some mech destroyers in there too. And the odd assault mech. Confederacy feel really good now to play, I think. Particularly like late game. Like when you got your trade up and you can just make these all you want. I think it'll be so pop efficient for you. And doing what you need them to do in a late game. Tanking damage. Big wide arcs here, but they're going to get the worst of it because RV can just pump out, you know, like infinite artillery. And remember, we've got to talk about how pop efficient like all this Nova is, right? Because you don't have to make the traders to have that. Bernoulli's team do. The longer this game goes on, the worse this is for them. And look how many units Raphael's got over here too. Like, they just don't need the trade. In trade you normally put like 30-40 population into. And you want to assault mechs against this, but how can you have them when they're going to get converted? It's a struggle. So ACs is kind of the thing that you could go for. They're not building anti-air, they don't really have like a standing fleet of air, like all the air that you have is over here, and it's like a mishmash. Like attackers and stuff. Bernoulli's team's just in a little bit of disarray of what their actual, you know, win condition is here. They're kind of just going through the motions here. SY's certainly done a terrific job this game though. Arnie unfortunately just got caught off guard, but the biggest failing of their team though has got to be the Holocrons, right? It's just not playing the map. They didn't really scout the centre out. They probably haven't realised like midway through the game what's going on. You know, why they got so much Nova units, both in terms of the cost and how many they've actually got of them because of the pop efficiency. Jorg getting through here, got such a grand Gungan army. These guys are frontlining a little bit as well. The Magnus keep trying to run in. It's a good arc, but the artillery unfortunately is going to sit and hit these walls all day long, I think. I'd love to just see some like encroaching turrets being built here and then some ACs just sitting and taking pot shots when they can and moving this army further and further back, and then the cannons get into a better position, they take down the shields. The arc gets wider, they get to the trade and stuff, so some of the players on this team run out of Nova. That's what they should really be going for. I'm surprised to not see like 1 million Mounties come towards this army. Like, especially with Geonosians, like SY, he's played well, but like he's kind of dropping the ball in that regard, right? Because he gets like some of the fastest, bulkiest Mounties in the game. A lot of Gungans dying out here. EC shot from the other side. A-Mobile's instantly trying to go for it. It's almost a silly push when you think about it. It's just like some assault mechs and artillery. Can't be making assault mechs back really with these Night Mothers, unless you've got a good position to zone from. if S5 is just running in with 40 Mounties now and again, or splitting them up into 2 control groups and flanking, I think he just gets so... he'd be able to like wipe these armies, you know? Push back, stall. It's carnage here, so many units dying. See Arnie's starting to try and shut down the shenanigans here. Managed to sneak out a fortress and some units. They really didn't like attempt much to defend this, but they've gotten away with it, you know. They've already like banked so much Nova out of it, and they got them right up against the ropes down here now. These positions are getting worse, and I've got Granuli over here too. Granuli came with some Grens and some Magnas, it'd be alright. I could do some Mounties himself as well. A lot of fighters he's built up here. Tons of stuff getting converted now. Not really much on hand to punish the Jedi for going for it. RV being maybe a little bit overkill with his shield generators. Looks like he's tiling a bathroom. He's got spacing down and everything. All these shield generators. Got a pattern for him. Like the turret. And it's a really nice, pop efficient way to deal with units that try to charge on top of your army. Once you get some of the upgrades, they can actually dish out quite a lot of damage. These Night Mothers are just never like suffering any losses. Despite just standing in front of everything, converting everything. There's not enough DPS to hit them. It's a pretty good map for like late game stuff, isn't it? Because it seems to take so long for you to really get into the other end, to get to the trade bit. Just I think it could be like a much more epic game. Well, there's a lot of masters here as well from Kick, who's I guess got his trade going, isn't he? Just a sea of teal there in the air. It's gonna help him stall out. But yeah, if the Holocron split was a little bit more even, you know, between the two teams, I think it would be set up to go much, much longer. The Mounties are out now. It's a little bit too late though. You've got to remember, Arvy's probably still got that fleet of fighters now as well. Yeah, running in here, taking advantage of how little they've got to defend these Night Mothers. They can go and just delete these spaceports, convert and delete, and that shuts down the trade until they set up a new one. I've got the 12 range artillery now. The Wookiee troopers are online, really strong. And then these Sith Masters are just going to be like frontlining. Every time they come to convert, take away all the threats to this army. Grenadiers coming in here. Does some great damage. Still keep these holos down as you can. Oh, I just managed to capture this off them. I forget that these give Nova as well, I believe. That tells you. Ah, 75 per in-game minute. Quite got anything on, what's this, like 700 or 600? 900 he's got here. Got a lot of masters from Kick. Former Jedi Fest expert Kick. Channeling his skills. Can't believe he picked Sith though. That's just a hipster troll pick going Sith in the Jedi Fest. There's some weird armies, I must say. Still not a lot like anti-mountie stuff. Like, they're struggling with that. There's 2 mounties and they're having a bad time. Just running with 40. What pathing are these guys on? That's not good. Yeah, nothing to push back at these guys hitting the shield generator. And they're really pushing in here. Got Hunter, he's doing the smart thing with some ACs, just chipping down the trees. Give his army much more room to just get everything firing, right? For that 12 range, the wider an arc they've got, the more DPS they're going to be able to output. There's so many masters here, they're just walking up and converting whatever the hell they want. They don't care. And they got the trade back. Bounty hunters on the site. So watch this turret. Dangerously close. A lot of mounties out, but again, they're always funneling in like one at a time. It's like, this is actually a really good army to come in at the same time as like a group of mounties. There's so much like area damage here, and all the shots will land. Like, they could wipe this if there's just like a bit more coordination, I suppose. The team needs something right now because they're still getting pushed back like crazy. Really trying to make, you know, assault mechs. He's probably had to get Purge here. He hasn't even got Purge. So it comes with a problem every time they get converted. All these units have to fire backwards, which means they're not clipping any of these artillery. Not only setting his sights on this position. Like, absolutely one-shot there. I'm not surprised though. Quite a lot of them. I don't even want to trade with this just yet. Because I don't know if you can really, well, reasonably replace this army. A lot of assault mechs, and doesn't want to get converted either. Looks like the other side just feels it's doomed. I mean, I think this game has been doomed for a long time, just with how much free Nova you get. Free population, safe Nova. There's just not much you can do with that. And yeah, it's the end of the game. It's a pretty good one. I just kind of wish that the other team played for the Holos a little bit and got some of that piece of that pie. I think they'd be in a much better spot, and this could have gone, you know, infinitely longer. It just seems really well suited, right, for like 2 pushes just to go on for a long time. Unless someone big brains through the centre a little bit and finds a pathway there, which you could do. Cull some of the trees. But if you like the content, please consider leaving a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. If you want to get Joel involved in our GBG games, you'll find a server Discord invite link in the description for our GBG Discord. You'll find the server invite for the Expanding Fronts Discord as well, which is the mod that we're playing here. It's kind of like the expanded edition of GBG. Adds a lot of civs and content and just a lot of gameplay and bug fixes and stuff. And if you want to support the channel in another way, there is a PayPal donation link down below in the description as well. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye.